what's up with you for today's video with a full shiny metallic gold Pokemon team. Tristan, this one is for you. Thank you for being an elite member to the channel. Now, many years ago, I did quite a few color Pokemon teams, and I have actually done a gold team before, but in Scarlet and Violet, the gold and the silver especially have a very, very distinct metallic look to them. So I thought I'd do a revamp for this suggestion and use some Pokemon that have that particular looking gold metallic sheen to them. I got some good battles today. We got 5 battles today, and we're going to be starting off here, a random battle on the Poké Portal, and of course we've got a Kyogre lead, my favorite. So we're going to have a Fortress lead here. This is the PIMPNITE special. We got max defense, and we also got max speed. We got a water spout Kyogre. I've never seen one of them in my life before, and we're going to be having the sturdy ability kicking in here and going for Power Trick. So now my attack and my defense have swapped. Now my item on this Fortress is going to be Custard Berry, so that's going to grant me priority for this turn, and I'm going to go for an unsuspecting play here. I'm going to go for a Stellar Fortress Stone Edge, right? So I see my team, I'm thinking, man, they're going to get clapped by Kyogre. It wasn't exactly the strongest team either, and it had a lot of weaknesses, like especially one big weakness, as you'll get to see. So we got that shiny Fortress, we got that Stone Mist landing, which is always good, and a Stellar Blues Bus, a massive crit, taking out Kyogre in one turn. That was absolutely amazing, and that definitely mattered as well. So I'm off to a pretty cool start there. Next Pokemon's going to be the homie Zachary Zacian, and this has to go. But I was like, all right, well, Fortress is done. I'm not going to swap out. I'll just go for Earthquake here. Then they went for a very, very overconfident Sword Dance. I was like, all right, fair enough. I guess they expected me to have no moves, not very effective against them. But with the Stellar Boost, Zacian almost gets one-shotted. That was very, very impressive. Obviously, this turn, I know they're going to attack, so I just went for any move. But man, how good was that Fortress? Now, let me know what your favorite shiny gold Pokemon is. Put it below in the comment section, or if you don't have a favorite shiny, a gold Pokemon. Let me know. My favorite probably has to be Magikarp. That'd be my favorite. But please let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoy the videos, people, give me a thumbs up on the video if you enjoy it. And if you want to support the channel, please, I'd love to see your comments too. Leave a comment below. So we're going to slip into Magikarp here. We got that Rattled ability. Unfortunately, I don't have Swift Swim at the moment. And I got that Focus Sash. This is max attack and max speed. And I've got Adamant Nature. Flail takes out Zacian only on PIMPNITE's channel. So I've taken out a Kyogre and a Zacian with a physical power swap Fortress and a Flail Magikarp with no attack boost, whatever. I mean, I can't give you guys any more good content than this, right? Next Pokemon's going to be a little family of 69, and it's going to be taking me out with a Bullet Seed. So that's the end of Magikarp, but I'm very impressed how those two Pokemon actually went so far. So the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Rabscud. This is the true PIMPNITE special. This one is a Trick Room setter, and I've got Trick Room, Recover, and Future Sight, and the item is Ring Target. So I'm going to get hit by a couple of beat-ups here, but since there's 2 Pokemon already fainted, I'm only going to get hit like a maximum 4 times, and that's going to do donkeys, right? So we're going to be able to easily and quickly set up a Trick Room against the Morsalt here. The EVs on this one were Max Health and Max Special Attack Quiet Nature, hindering 0 IVs and speed. So going for the Future Sight there, Morsalt's future is not looking too bright, and now it's going to go for a Population Bomb. So this, if you know, obviously if it lands all 10 times, is going to be doing a lot of damage. Rabscud's taking it fairly well, but since I wasn't at full health already, unfortunately it is going to faint. If I was at full health, I definitely would have lived that. I think that was like 8 or 9. Yeah, there we go, 9 hits. So I almost lived it there. So I had a little bit of a plan. I thought I might execute it. So going to Reveroom here, I was like, okay, this is a special Reveroom, only on PIMPNITE's channel. We got Steel Beam, Overheat, Sludge Wave, Metal Sound, and Throat Spray. So interesting enough, this is actually a max speed Reveroom, and not that it's really that fast, but I actually got outsped under the Trick Room. I thought I'd still be able to outspeed, but I think they're running something like Adamant on their Morsalt. Anyway, they went for Population Bomb. Thankfully, they didn't have much to hit me with outside of that. I went for the Metal Sound here. But all right, well, that's going to drop their special defense by 2 stages, which is good. And then I thought, well, I'm going to sacrifice my Throat Spray here, which is fine. what I can do, I'll do a hard swap here and then go into a ghost type Pokemon being Goldengo, right? So Goldengo shiny, I mean, it doesn't change at all, but it's still a metallic looking Pokemon. Population Bomb gonna slip right through, and it's gonna take a Future Sight right to the face, dropping it. So played like a fiddle there, getting around the Morsehold, easy peasy. We've taken out half the team. Things looking juicy right now. We've got a physical Goldengo only on PIMPNITE channel here. This is going to be an absolute fire set. So we got Iron Head, Poltergeist, Terror Blast, Water, and Endure. I thought they may try and slide out like maybe a Mystical Fire or something like that. I thought, should I go for Endure? I'll go for Endure and see what they're going to do, right? Hopefully I can get a boost in my stats. Now Sylveon goes for a Calm Mind instead. Like, oh, come on. So that's going to boost their special defense. No, it's neither here or there because I'm running a physical set. So, all right, you know what? Let's go for an Iron Head. I'm going to flinch spam them, right? So I managed to stall out the, obviously stall out the Trick Room too. Iron Head does a lot of damage, and it's actually a flinch. It's a 2-hit KO. Goldengo's physical attack is absolutely rubbish, so it was pretty cool seeing it be able to take the Calm Mind Sylveon out. Obviously, the type did help a lot there, having that advantage. So that's 4 Pokemon, 4 sweats down already. And then this, like, you wouldn't you wouldn't read about this. Watch this, right? This is absolute BS. So in comes the Dragapult, right? I'm like, all right, well, I'll go for Poltergeist. It's gonna miss. I was like, wait a second. I could go for Endure, but that's not gonna matter. I'm gonna get outspeed. Let's go for Poltergeist. And if I'd lived this, Weakness Policy activate. I lived on 5 health, which is absolutely incredible, right? So I'm like, sweet, this is a Weakness Policy max attack. Dragapult's gone, right? This is going to be great. I went for Poltergeist on the Dragapult. You wouldn't read about it. It didn't have an item. I can't believe it. So I was like, I was so salty. Then they finished me off with the Dragon Dance. I'm like, man, that's so lucky. Like, I would have swept the rest of their team with Goldengo because they had another Pokemon that was weak to that, right? And I would have outsped and easily defeated them. So, all right, I'll go into Rev Room. Let's see what I can do here. I mean, I've got Steel Beam, let's go ahead and go for that. I got Metal Sound. Either one of these will be right. Then they popped out the Fire Blast. So it was a mix set. Reveroom is down. As you can see, my team is very, very weak to fire. My last Pokemon is no exception. It's Klefki, right? We got that shiny Klefki, that metallic Klefki. This is my Prankster Substitute set, so I'll set a sub up, right, to see if they missed with Fire Blast. Then they landed Fire Blast, and my health bar went down. They had Infiltrator. I was like, oh, are you serious? So I can't believe the bet. Like, that was pretty, you have to win. That was pretty bad luck there. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. That was so lucky. Buy yourself a lottery ticket. Let's get on to battle number 2. Man, I'm salty after that battle. It was funny, but I was salty. Like, their last Pokemon as well. It was weak to, it was like, I think it was Carping was their last Pokemon. Like, one Iron Head would have clapped their cheeks. Anyway, it's Pokemon, it happens, right? That's the one thing about Poltergeist, the weakness about it, right? It's the one thing about if they don't have an item, but, you know, I didn't see an item being consumed or anything like that. I have no idea why they weren't carrying an item for. They got the Acrobatics Dragapult, right? Anyway, next battle, we got another random battle here. If anyone wants to translate the trainers' names, you know I'm always thankful for that in the comment section. So I thought I'd bamboozle, I nearly got bamboozled there, our opponent a little bit. They got a Spiritomb lead. I like Spiritomb a lot, and I thought, let's make it so we can land Psychic moves on it. So I've got Trick, I've got that Ring Target. So if you don't know what Ring Target is, I've used it plenty of times on this channel, a lot of different strategies, but basically what it means is you can get around those type immunities. So say, for example, if I Trick Spiritomb the item, it's holding the Ring Target. That means I can use Psychic moves on a Dark type, which is really, really cool, because normally they wouldn't affect it at all. So it gets around any type of immunities, which is a really cool, niche little item. So what I'm trying to do here, I'm going for a couple of recovers. Spiritomb does live that. I was a bit unfortunate it did live, but it's got some reasonable bulk to it. So I went for another Future Sight here. I was trying to attempt to actually take this thing out, but I knew I wouldn't be able to get another attacking move off and then a recover. It was just doing too much damage. But still not a bad start there. I managed to get my Trick Ring Target strategy going. So I thought I'd bring in Goldengo. I thought, well, you know, Weakness Policy failed last time. Let's see if we can get the fattest of W's this time. So we got Iron Head, we got Endure. I'm thinking, Endure could be good. Or I could just feint this Pokemon, or I could get a free Weakness Policy. I was like, you know what, let's go for Endure. Let's get that Weakness Policy. I need a Sympathy Weakness Policy after that first battle. So now they're going to go for a Shadow Ball, which is perfect. Now, this Gold Dingo, if you are curious, it was just a sweeping set, right? It was max attack and max speed, jolly nature. And, yeah, obviously good as gold ability. So we got that nice little boost there. It's going to die this turn anyway to a Future Sight, but I just went for Iron Head there anyway. I wasn't going to risk another, Endure. So that's the end of Spiritomb. So not a bad start to the battle here. Got my weakness policy going. The next Pokemon is going to be Dusknoir. So it's good to see Dusknoir being used. I really like Dusknoir. It's definitely up there my favorite fourth generation Pokemon. So I got Poltergeist. I was like, this better not happen again. Like, surely Dusknoir's got an item this time. So I was like, you know what? Let's go for Terra. If I go for Terra Water here, I know they're going to go for some sort of Ghost type move. And Gold Dingo actually has pretty good, it's got okay, reasonable Bolt. Nothing amazing, but it's got okay Bolt. And generally, Dusknoir is more tanky. I used it again and it failed. I'm like, bro, what is going on today? So Gold Dingo completely dumpstered 2 battles in a row. Like, by this time, like, I was so salty. I was like, man, I'm ready to give up on Gold Dingo. I'm ready to release this Pokemon. So I don't know what was going on with people not bringing items on their Ghost-type Pokemon, but I was like, you know what? It happens, right? So I was like, all right, surely I got to redeem myself here, right? So I'm going to go for a Steel Beam on the Dusknoir here. It's going to do some good damage, hopefully. So I'm going for the Steel Beam. Max Special Attack almost took it out. It was very, very close, and then it was a Zoroark. I was like... Sorry, I was like... I was getting salty by the minute, right? I was like, no wonder the Poltergeist, right? So I've got Sludge Wave, Disrespect Sludge Wave, and that is going to take it out, which is good. I actually outspent the Zoroark. So I guess they were running special attacking nature there, because the Reverune's base speed isn't that fast. It's like 90 base speed. So that's, now we got the real Dusknoir. With a real Dusknoir, please stand. Oh, it doesn't have any legs. But you get what I'm saying there. So I went for Steel Beam here. And of course, to add to my wonderful day, Steel Beam is going to miss as well. Come on. Oh, this is a salt-filled battle so far. So Dusknoir's standing there, and then it's going to go for a Phantom Force. It's not standing there. It's floating there. What am I saying? It's got no legs. I mean, maybe it's got legs, but they're really tiny. So we're going to go into the PIMPNITE specialty. I thought, well, I guess I can go for Power Trick here, swap my defense around, and I should get out spec because I'm not running any, I'm not running any speed EVs at all, and Forretress ain't exactly a fast Pokemon. So I've swapped around my defenses, attack and defense. Like, all right, this is good. I should be able to live any attack this does. So it's going to go for Shadow Ball. Like, right, that's fine. I'll be able to live that one. And then it crits me. I'm like, no, are you kidding me? So that did half help, which is great. But the problem is, right, that first Shadow Ball crit actually put me, I reckon I would have probably just lived that and put me in a Custap Berry range, but nothing was going right. So I went to Klefki. This Klefki set got completely countered last night by Infiltrator. If you don't know what that ability does, it gets around any sort of screens or substitute and stuff like that. It's a pretty strong ability, but obviously it's quite situational, right? There's other effects to it too. So Dusknoir's going to go for another Shadow Ball. I quite like how Dusknoir is using Shadow Ball. It looks like it's doing a Kamehameha. So out goes the Dusknoir. This Klefki set actually had the potential to sweep pretty well, outside of getting hard counter by Infiltrator Dragapult with Fire Blast. And we're going to be setting up some Calm Minds here. Now, Gold Dingo mostly is going to go for Make It Rain here. That's why I started setting up the Calm Minds. I've got Sub. So with Pranks or Substitute, I can go first. If it goes for Make It Rain, it's going to drop its stats, and then I can continue to set up Calm Minds there. The only attacking move I've got is Draining Kiss, and I've got Big Root as an item as well. So I thought that'd be a good idea there as well. I just noticed Klefki's key is a little bit golder as well. You know the little key on his chain? It actually is a little bit shiny gold. Like nice little touch there. Wait, what is that? Hang on. Hey, I noticed something about Klefki. What is hanging from Klefki's chin? Seriously, what is that? You got a key, right? And you got a key ring, but what's the little blue ball hanging? Oh my god. Okay, just forget to ask that question. Anyway, so we're gonna be trying setting up some Calm Minds here and some Iron Defenses, because I know the opponent's got some physical moves here. Just pretend I never asked that question at all. So we got the homie Giratina coming in here. This is gonna be some big suck, and it's gonna be super effective as well. So Giratina's got a good amount of health there. Klefki's gonna get all that back with 50% and the Big Root. It's a very, very big amount of suck there. So now they're gonna swap out. Obviously, they didn't like getting hit by a Draining Kiss, and then they swap back into Dusknoir again. So like, okay, well, they can't pressure stall me because they've got Frisk for number 1. I've got Sub up too, and I'm pretty sure I can pretty much take all of their moves very, very easy. So I've got 3 Carmines up, 1 Iron Defense, and it's very, very bulky. Oh, I didn't tell you what my EVs were. The EVs for this Klefki set, we definitely have max health on here. We got max health, max defense, bolt. I made it completely defensive. And, you know, Carmine, I could get my special attack and special defense boost up easily with Prankster, you know. I remember in Klefki, I'm not sure if you guys played the X and Y days. It was very, very prominent back then for using Swagger and Foul Play. And then a lot of Prankster Pokemon, after that Prankster nerf, a lot of them fell off, right? I mean, I'm not saying Prankster's bad now, but he used to be a lot better. Anyway, so this, I don't really know what they're trying to achieve here with their Dusknoir. It just allowed me to get some more setup here. I guess they were trying to hope for a lucky crit or to try and expose my substitute, so then they could bring in another Pokemon to hit me, I guess. I was just, you know, boosting up on this thing. I knew Goldengo too would be able to resist my Draining Kiss, and I had to watch out for that Pokemon because that could crit me. If that did crit me outside of my substitute, it would probably one-shot me or do like a ton of damage, right? Because I was fully invested in defense and health. So that's going to be the end of the Dusknoir there. We've got one other Pokemon which hasn't been revealed yet. So we got Goldengo using Terra Blast now. So I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to conserve their dropping their stats, but that's not going to be good enough because Klefki is going to be able to eventually feint this. So as you can see, Draining Kiss is, let's say it's like a 5 to 6 hit KO, which isn't all that bad. This could have been a big problem if their Dusknoir actually had pressure, because Draining Kiss doesn't really have tons of PP, especially if it's your only attacking move you're using, right? So we're getting some more special attack and special defense. I really need to get Max to do some sort of damage to this Goldengo, but at the same time, I've got to watch out that I don't get critted either, because if I get critted without that sub, it's going to be real nasty, right? That's the thing. You've got to have enough health to get the substitute off and then go for Carmine, get your health back, then sub again. That's usually how this set kind of works here. Now, the Terra type I've got on this, if you're wondering, is Fairy too. So we're just sort of increasing the damage of Draining Kiss. You could possibly have something more defensive, maybe like Terra Water or... I don't know. I think the Fairy is still a pretty good Terra for this set. You could do it Steel, so it doesn't get, like, poison. That could be another thing, but I don't think that would be much of an issue anyway. So, we're getting, I think we're at max special attack and max bench now. They've got Power Gem, and they've got Terra Blast, and they've got Maker Rain. So they are not making a dent here. And then they've got Shadow Ball as well. So that's all of their moves. So we're getting hit by the Shadow Ball. I don't think they've even broken my sub. They finally faded my sub. I'm like, all right. I have to make sure I attack here. I'm just going to attack this Goldengo. And as you can see, it's not doing a lot. It's still I'd say it's still a 5-hit KO. But I'm getting my health back, which is an important thing. So now they're going to go for their Make It Rain here. That did, what, 3-8? That did not. That did absolutely donkeys. That's 12. What'd they do there? They did 30 health to me. So I gave Goldengo another kiss there. We're one more attack, and Goldengo is going to be fainted, which is really good. This is virtually their biggest counter to me, because... not that it could do a lot of damage, but I wasn't doing a lot of damage to them, right? And they're burning a lot of that PP up. So that is the end of Goldengo. It got its final little kiss there, and bye-bye Goldengo. Now with Giratina, that's going to be a good Pokeball, because I know that I can one-shot that with the remaining health. Because if you remember earlier on, I had like, what, +4 or something like that? So in comes Annihilate. I've got 8 Draining Kisses left and a sub. I was like, should I go for a safety sub here or just give him a kiss goodnight? I was like, you know what? Let's give him a kiss goodnight, tuck him in with a glass of milk. So here comes a Drain Punch. That did absolutely donkeys, and Draining Kiss is going to take them out in one shot. I mean, even let's say the Drain Punch did crit me. There was no way that was even going to probably even do half of my health. So the last Pokemon on this side is going to be Giratina. It's got pressure. I mean, if that Dusknoir had pressure as well, this could have been, quite nasty. So they're going to go for a final Timmy Terry, and it's going to be Terra. It's going to be Stella. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, at least with Stella, they're going to retain their same typing, right? So they're going to go for an Earth Power. I'm like, oh, this is bad, actually. This is very bad. So If that critted there, that would have done a lot of damage. Like, if I had +6 there in special defense, but if that critted, I reckon I might have just lived that. Anyway, so Giratina's going to get its last kiss goodnight there, and it's going to have them sweet dreams, and that is I guess that's a mini Klefki sweep. I don't think I took them all out, but I took quite a few out. So I guess that was a bit of redemption for the first battle, and a few things that happened earlier on there. Next battle here, this one is against Hunt, and we have a Charizard lead. Now this Charizard, this was a random Charizard team, so 6 Charizards with all different nicknames from the surprising trade. So Magikarp going to get that flail off there, but it wasn't even full base power, and it's going to finish me off the Crunch. So I had Crunch and Rock Slide. So I think some of these movesets came with a Charizard, or they maybe had a move on them, and the movesets were worked around them. So you never know what was going to happen here. So I know they've got Crunch, and I'm like, well, I'll go for Trick here. Let's give them a ring target. I want to see what item Charizard has got. Charizard is going to use Dragon Dance, which is going to be very, very bad because I'm going to take a lot of damage to that. Also, my team, just looking at it, Revaroon's weak to fire, Rabska's weak to fire, Goldengo's weak to fire, my whole team is weak to fire Pokemon except for Magikarp, and that doesn't even count, right? Because it's not even that strong. So this was a very bad matchup for me, having 6 fire Pokemon. So now we're going to have a Terralite. Oh no, I'm going to get swept by a physical Charizard here. It's probably going to have, what is it going to have, Dragon Dance Ember. And now we've got a Terra Dark Charizard. So oh, okay. And it's going to use Crunch. So +1 Crunch Terra Dark doesn't really do much to Forretress. But I wasn't sure if it actually had a fire move at all. I was like, well, I'll just stay in. I don't really know what to do here. It's like, should I go Iron Head? Should I go Power Trick and, wait for that? Then the Charizard swapped out. It's like, okay, they definitely haven't got a fire-type move on that Charizard, right? I mean, there are 6 Charizard sets, so I'm assuming they're going to be doing all different types. So I went for Iron Head. That did no damage at all to Charizard. And this one's called Char. And I'm hoping Char is going to get one. Wait. Oh, yeah, I got the Stone Edge up there. Forretress is going to come in clutch here. Forretress is going to come in clutch. What is that? Bangkur. Is that some sort of rude name back? I don't know. What does that mean? I hope it's not something rude. If it is what it is, right? So it's a counter Charizard? Okay, a counter Charizard. Damn. Only on PIMPNITE Charizard. So that Trick Room's going to wear out there. I was like, man, if this is probably going to have a Focus Ash, isn't it? I know that it's going to have a Focus Ash, but I was like, man, Charizard the threat. I got to put this thing. I got to put this thing down, right? I could go for another move, but I could do a swap here. I decided to go for the Stone Edge, and it's got Blast Burn, and that is going to be my Forretress blasting off with Team Rocket. So, next Pokemon, they got that Rabska. I got Future Sight. Hopefully Charizard's future's not looking too bright here. And we got that we got that Trick Room. I got to get Trick Room up again. I got to control the speed of this battle. Unless it's going to be like a counter Charizard or something like that, right? So I got the Trick Room going. I'm not very confident about living a Blast Man. I'll be honest with you. Then we had a swap. Okay, so we've got. I was like, wait a second, wait. Okay, I can go for Future Sight here, and if I give the Charizard like the ring target, that could be a trick and ring target set. I can make psychic moves land against the Dark Charizard. But Charizard we know's got Crunch, right? So I have to be able to live this. So Charizard got that ring target. I got heavy duty boots. I mean, I'd probably have that as well on the Charizard team. Like, this team is really, really weak to Stealth Rock. So here comes the Crunch, and that packs some punch. So I'm thinking here, I've got to go Recover. I don't really want to swap out here. Let's go for Recover. Let's cross our fingers and hope that we live the next Crunch. It's going to be pretty close considering how much damage it did the last time. I'm quite confident that I can live right. And I did. I only just lived. Only just. Here comes the Future Sight, and that is actually enough to take out Charizard. I was like, that's nice. That worked out really well. So I got to do 2 ring target Future Sights so far, which is pretty cool. Next Pokemon. Oh, okay. We got Charizard called Trump 24. Okay, I have no idea what that's supposed to even have to do with Charizard. Okay, so we're gonna have a protect Charizard here. So I was kind of curious what this is gonna do. I'm here for Future Sight anyway. I was like, that's interesting. I wonder what Charizard is doing with Protect. Right? Interesting. So maybe, I guess, wait, they're stalling out Trick Room, of course. So I've got the Future Sight up. I mean, I can't do anything here. I could go for Trick Room. I was sort of thinking what I should do at this stage. Should I sack the Rapska off, or should I swap it back in when I can set Trick Room up? And I was like, I'm probably not going to get another chance to outspeed anything. So I went for the Trick instead, and the Charizard is going to use Fly. So I got the Trick Room up. I'm sorry, I went for the Trick Room, not Trick. I got the Trick Room up. Now, I'm going to be going firstly. I thought, well, I could use Recover. I could try and live that, and hopefully it may even miss. You know, it's not the 100% accuracy. So I've got that Recover, and Fly still takes me out. So that didn't really surprise me at all. So that's going to be the end of Rapska. Now we've got 3 more Pokeball left, and there's still 4 more Charizards. Here comes the Future Sight. Pretty good damage there against Charizard. And Charizard's got left. Oh no, it's a bulky Charizard set. So if this was one of your Charizard that was found on the surprise trade, let me know in the comment section too. I always like to know if you ever traded any Charizards away with these particular nicknames. Charizard's gonna have Bulldoze. Why does that? Why does it have Bulldoze? Anyway, I went for the Metal Sound there in hopes that I could drop Charizard's special defense and increase my special attack. So this has Steel Beam, which is honestly not gonna do anything. I've got Sludge Wave, and that's really going to be about all I can do to this Charizard. At least I dropped its special defense. It seems to have some very nice bulk about it. So I've got Ovid as well. That was my other move. Now the Charizard's going to go for Protect here. That's going to give Charizard another little bit of the leftovers up, and mainly, of course, stalling out another turn at the Trick Room too. Not that this Rev Room actually did fairly well. It was kind of hard to fit Trick Room onto my team because I had a couple of slow Pokemon like Forretress and stuff like that. Ultimately, what I was trying to do with Rapska is to get that Future Sight KO and Trick Room out, then send in Forretress and sweep with it after a Power Trick. That was kind of the idea of that set, but most of the time it didn't really work out all that well. So that's going to be the end of the Charizard there, which is good. Now we got, here's Flame. Man, that's one heck of an original name there. I wish I could come up with such amazing names. This also has Stellar as well, as you can see. So Charizard's going to use Overheat, and that is the... Wait, did I just get outsped? Did I just get outsped under the Trick Room by Charizard? What is going on here? So Rev Room has fainted, and we're going to bring in the homie Goldengo. Now, Goldengo could benefit a lot from this Overheat activating its weakness policy. So I've got Poltergeist. I'm scared to use Poltergeist now. Like, seriously, I've got Terra Water. I was like, if I go Terra Water here on Goldengo, this could be good, but it also could be bad. I was thinking a lot about it. If I should do that, I can't activate my weakness policy. That's the only bad thing there. So I decided to go for the Terra Water. In comes the bank again. I don't know, since Charizard got payday, and we're gonna go for a Terra Water physical Goldengo. I don't imagine this is gonna do very much damage either. Here's a good idea, right? What do you guys think of this? If added effect, right, to the move Make It Rain. When it actually is Make It Rain, it should rain as well. That should set the rain up. That'd be so broken. Like, imagine that, right? You got Make It Rain sort of normal damage, and then after using it, you can actually set the rain up with that attack. How good would that be? So anyway, just a little thought there. We're going to go for a Terra Blast Water in the sun, and this is not going to be very fun. So that's the end of Charizard, right? It only had a little bit of health left. That's the only reason it faded. So I've got 2 Charizard left. Next one is going to be my perfect Charizard. Shouldn't that be like a shiny one? You know, how much everyone loves shiny Charizard. I thought about going for Endure here. I smelled a rat. I was like, maybe it's got a grass move, Maybe it's got something that's going to be super effective, right? Here comes Belly Drum. Like, oh no, this is very, very bad. So in hindsight, maybe I should have gone for Terra Blast. Then again, with the sun up, I'm not sure. So it's going to be in a position now with +6 in attack to feint me. I don't know what moves it's got, but it won't be able to use any fire. I mean, it can use a fire move, and then it has Thunder Punch, and that is going to be the end of Goldengo's life. Oh my god. I probably should have attacked there, but its attack is so poor, maybe Charizard might have even lived that. So last Pokemon is Klefki. Like, all right, this is going to have some fire move. Surely it's going to have a fire move. Look at this, all I've got left is Draining Kick. So I went for like a desperation Iron Defense here in hopes that it didn't have a fire move, which I was, obviously it did. So that's the end of Man, these poor car keys, they've taken quite a beating today. And that's it, a full Charizard team. But I just thought I'd include that one because it was actually pretty funny how I still managed not to get 6-0 with a Charizard team. I thought that was pretty cool. Let's get on to the fourth battle here. This was quite a long battle. This is a battle against Leighton, and we have a Haxorus lead here. So my first one's going to be Rapska. I thought I might try and get that Trick Room, that Future Sight, and things like that set up. I thought that could be a good idea. Now, the team they've got here as well is an entire team of Haxorus. So it's 6 different Haxorus. So the first one is going to be a special Haxorus, and that was a critical hit too. And I was going to say, they did a little bit too much damage for a special hack. You know, I've used special Haxorus. It ain't all that good, I can tell you that. So I've got that Trick Room going. I've got Future Sight, and I want to see what item we got on Haxorus too. So I've got Future Sight up. I imagine Future Sight will be a 2-hit KO on Haxorus. So now they're going to go for a Dragon Pulse again. That's I'd say that's about a 4 to 5 hit KO. Without that critical hit, about a 5-hit KO. So I know that I can live a couple of turns here. And I've got Recover too, so I might be able to take this first Haxorus out just with my Future Sight combination. So there's another Dragon Pulse that's going to do donkeys. As I said, I was a little bit curious what item they had, and since they had an entire team of Haxorus, I thought, you know what, they're probably not going to have a Dark-type Terror, you know, so I may as well grab their item and see what they're going to do. Then they went for a Terror. I was like, oh, okay. And it's Terra Fire, and I was terrified because my team is so weak to Fire type, so... here we go. I'm going to go for a Trick. I was like, what's this going to be? Charcoal or something? I don't know. Like something to help this Haxorus out. It turned out the Haxorus had a Assault Vest, and that was very bad. Very bad, because that meant that my Pokemon could not use any other moves besides Future Sight, which really, really sucks. I was like, okay, it almost took it out. Let's go for one more Future Sight here. I mean, I can't use any of the other moves at all. You only are able to use attacking moves with Assault Vest. So Rapska is down. That was a very, very bad... I mean, it was... Don't get me wrong, it was good in the fact that I got rid of the the Assault Vest before my Future Sight here. That was good, like that was good damage, but it was bad for the Rapska that I would never be able to use Recover again in this battle, unless I got, somehow got rid of that item. So I went into Fortress, I couldn't help myself here. I was like, I gotta go for the PIMPNITE special. So I've got Power Trick, I got Earthquake. I thought this would be a good time to set the Power Trick up, right? Because I know that I've got Custard Berry for priority the next turn. So somehow, some way, Fortress... Why did Fortress not go down to Sturdy? I guess that's how bad... Wait, that should have... Okay, hang on. I'm checking my Fortress EVs here. Okay, I've got a thumping, throbbing 4 EVs in my special to... I guess it's Max Health, right? Max Health sort of saved me there. So I was 4 times super effective at the fire, and I took out the Haxorus. I guess that shows you how bad Haxorus' special attack is with a Terra Fire, right? So that's the end of the Terra Fire Haxorus. I got to claw my way back into victory. Unfortunately... I'm not probably going to be able to get another chance at attacking here because I've got like 1 HP left, and that's virtually it. So I don't know what was going on here. We had a bit of a connection issue there, and then comes in Haxorus. Now I smelled a rat here. I smell a rat because that name's called Haxorus, which means. I think it might have Guillotine, but it didn't use it. I was like, oh, okay, use Stomping Tantrum instead. So Stomping Tantrum was enough to take me out. If I didn't Power Trick, I reckon I might have been able to live that one. Forrester's got some wild defense. Next Pokemon's going to be Magikarp. I thought, all right, this is going to be good. I can get a fresh Flail off here. Max health, slide it off, get the W there. I've got Splash and I've got Tackle as well. That's the only other moves Magikarp gets because Magikarp had Hydro Pump removed and stuff. And then they landed a Guillotine on my Magikarp. I was like, oh, I'm so lucky that I had Focus Sash right. So Magikarp gets guillotined in half. Or all you find is probably skin and bones. And I got some sizable damage off there with Flail. So I was happy with that one. Now, I know they're going to go for Stomping Tantrum, but they went for Iron Tail. I was like, what? So Iron Tail took out my Magikarp. They're lucky that didn't miss. So, if that missed right, I could have got the most amazing critical hit Flail off like you'd ever seen in your life. Next Pokemon got to be Goldengo. Got that amazing... What do you guys reckon about this? Shiny Goldengo should be silver. I reckon it'd be awesome, right? That would make a great shiny for it. It really, really would. It would make a lot of sense too. You know, gold coins and silver coins and stuff like that. That would really, and that would look really cool too. Instead of it, I don't even know what changes on it. Does anything ever change? It looks exactly the same. Maybe it's eyes. I can hear Asta barking at the top of her lungs as well. I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. Our little dog is barking at the top of her lungs and probably like a grasshopper or something. Anyway, so I was trying to get my weakness policy activated here, and I've got that Iron Head. And Hattress is pretty bulky, so I was thinking maybe even after a weakness policy, it still might be able to like live attacks while I was to get that happening. So I got a critical hit there on the Hattress, which is good because I knew it'd probably have Stomping Tantrum and things like that. Stomping Tantrum also doesn't work with Guillotine. If you were curious about that as well. It doesn't work like that with those one-hit KOs. Next Pokemon is Haxorus. I know this surprises you a lot. I've got Poltergeist, and I was looking at the base powers there. I'm like, well, Poltergeist got that base power. Let's go for it. Please, can I land it? This is the first time I actually land a Poltergeist, I think, in this video. I'm not even joking. And that did quality damage there, but it did not, it actually didn't take it out. So Breaking Swipe is going to drop my attack. I guess that's a few ways to get around the good as gold ability, or trying to drop stats or status the gold dingo. I can go for Iron Head or Terra Blast or anything to, well, actually Terra Blast I would have to go for Terra Force, it would still be special. So that's going to be the end of Haxorus. So 3 Haxoruses are down, which is very, very good. Now this battle, I believe this battle as well was from one of my live streams. I believe this is one of the few. What I like to do too, I have a few questions about this because people always like to know, which is cool. I like to have a mix, right? I have a few battles. If I get like maybe 1 or 2 good battles from any live stream I'll include them. And then sometimes I do like private streams with my members for Pokemon battles. I sometimes include a few of them, and then I do random battles I do by myself against random people. So I get like a good mix of different opponents and battles in there and such like that to make it exciting. So that's how I formulate my battles and pick my battles and such like that. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know that if I haven't mentioned that one before. So we got a Haxorus number 4 here. I've got Steel Beam, and I didn't really want to use it. I don't know, I seem to miss Steel Beam a lot of the time too. I was thinking about this a lot. Should I go for Metal Sound? Should I drop the Special Defense? Or should I just go for Raw Damage? I decided to just go for Raw Damage here. So Haxorus is going to use Focus Energy, and I can bet that one definitely has Scope Lens. So it's probably got a 100% crit set. And that did a lot of damage. I was really happy about that. So I've got Sludge Wave, which can finish it off, but I doubt I was living this. Here comes a Surf, and Surf, it crits, but it still doesn't take me out. Poor Haxorus, it wasn't blessed with a high special attack stat. I think they could have been running, I want to say they possibly were running, I'd say they were running Timid Nature on that one too, because they did outspeed me, and judging on that, I'd say PIMPNITE Special, I know those sets well, I reckon that was a Timid set. Next Pokemon is going to be Axe Raider. That's a good Yu-Gi-Oh card. I like the old OG Yu-Gi-Oh cards, they're great. I've got I've got one of those file, or do you call them, binders or whatever, and I've got all the original Yu-Gi-Oh cards, all the real original ones, when there wasn't any monster effects or summon 69 monsters on the field, I got all the OG ones, because that were the cards I liked the most, right? I'm not sure if I've ever showed them before. Maybe I've done on stream a couple of times. Anyway, so my last Pokemon, as you can probably guess, is going to be Klefki. We've got 2 Haxoruses left here. So I thought, excuse me, I nearly sneezed there. I stifled the sneeze. I think that's how you say it. So I've got, or smothered. I've got Calm Mind and Draining Kiss. I've got a special set. So this Haxorus actually can bypass my Calm Mind boost if it is indeed 100% crit hit, which I definitely reckon that it is. But I need to get some special attack boosts up there to make Draining Kiss actually do some damage. But they had Iron Head as well, so that was interesting. So I've got another Iron Defense here, and I've got Calm Mind going. Well, I figured this one could be a special set as well. It's always hard to know when people bring 6 Pokemon along, right? I remember when I started doing these 6 Pokemon of the same type teams, like you could really confuse the enemy with how many different sort of sets you have. You either have a physical one, a special one, you do a mixed one, you do a bulky one, a salty rage one. Always lots of fun there. I do plan to do a team of every 6 Pokemon eventually, but it'll take a really, really long time. I've done quite a few though. I should definitely get a spreadsheet and see how many I've actually done on that. So anyway, Haxorus is going to go for Iron Head again. They're cooked at the moment. They actually got a flinch here, but I think I've pretty much got them. I've got a couple of Iron Defense up. I've got a Substitute. I thought if I can get a Substitute up and my Substitute won't fade, that way I can get around this flinching Haxorus. So if I get critted by it, that'd be, very, very bad as well. Would you guys like to see a shiny silver Pokemon team? I know I've done a gold one. And I've done a lot of the color ones too. I mean, I could do them, but I feel like nothing too much has changed there in terms of color. But I could do a shiny silver team. That could be kind of interesting. I don't know. Let me know if you'd like to see that one. So we're gonna tank these Iron Heads here. We're tanking them good, real good, and I can go for Draining Kiss this turn. I've got quite a few booster. I think I've only got one, but I pretty much only needed one. So I have that sub up there. My sub is floating in there. Those keys are floating. And we're going to be able to kiss this Haxorus good night. It's going to be some nice damage there and nice recovery too. That's the thing about Klefki. It doesn't have a lot of health. Not like tons. I think it's like, off the top of my head, I'm trying to remember its base health. I know there's below 60. It's in the 50s. I think it's like 55, 56, 57, 58, something like that. I know it's very, very low. So the last Pokemon, of course, is going to be called Iris. After Iris's one. We've got Terra Fairy here. I thought, well, I'll set the sub up in case it's got something like another scummy guillotine or something like that. They're going to go for Endure. I was like, okay, all right. Maybe this is a weakness policy set. Some sort of pinch berry, something along those lines too. So we're going to go for the Terra Fairy, Draining Kiss, and we're going to give Haxorus the biggest kiss it could ever hope for. Now, if you remember, the opponent did actually go for Terra Fire on their very first Haxorus, so I knew that it wouldn't be any like counter terrors and stuff like that. So here we go. We got that Terra Fairy and that the love art actually suits it. It does actually suit it. It looks like it's got that little bow and it's got some extra wings on there. So go for Draining Kiss this turn. I've got the protection of the sub. Oh, I see. It was a reversal set. So that probably tells me right there that Haxorus didn't have a Focus Sash. They were just hoping to get the maximum power reversal. I'd say it probably would have needed a crit. But then I was like, wait, but they've got Endure and Focus Sash, so they had both of those things. So I was like, what the heck? So they doubly made sure they were going to live on 1 health with Endure and Focus Sash only on PIMPNITE Shell. Guys, what I like to do, I like to have Focus Sash. I also like to have Endure, and I also like to do that as well. Then I got to see the other strat. It was Endeavor. Very, very nice there. So Endeavor would have got around my extreme bulk, and then they would have outsped me. So that Substitute absolutely saved me. And that is going to be the end of the full Haxorus team. Very nice team there. And probably my favorite set. I like that last set. That was a pretty cool set. I like fierce strategies on powerful Pokemon. It's fun. All right, let's get on to the last battle here. This is battle number 5. Yeah, battle number 5. We have a battle against Molotov, and we have a shiny Bombardier team. Now, this could be some sort of theme team. I can't quite recall. But anyway, we got a Magikarp lead here, and it's going to use Icy Wind, which isn't really doing my Magikarp too many favors because he didn't actually get to land on 1 health. So its flail was like super weak, and then it got outsped due to the Icy Wind speed drop here. So that's the end of the Magikarp there. It did its best, right? I mean, it took a Zacian out earlier on. I can't give you guys better Magikarp content than that. So we got the homie Rapska coming in here. It's got that float. What is that anyway? What is it holding? That's surely not a bowl of poop, right? I mean, if you're pooping out pink poop, I think there's problems. So here comes a Hurricane, and Hurricane got to slide right on by. And I'm going to go for Tricky. I want to see what item this Pokemon actually has. It seems to be a fully special set. So I give it the Ring Target, which is good. Oh, Custap Berry. Ooh, it's got some priority. Actually, that would be pretty clutch for my Rabscar because it's not that fast. So here comes another Icy Wind here. I'm not too worried about speed or anything like that because I'm a very, very slow Pokemon regardless. And I'm going to set up Future Sight. So I got some pretty good moments where I was able to hit a lot of dark type Pokemon with psychic moves, which is really cool. So I've got the Trick Room here. I may as well set that one up. I mean, my speed is getting dropped as well. Not that I don't think anything on their team probably would have outsped under Trick Room. I could be wrong about that, but I think most of them were faster because Rabscar's pretty slow. Rabscar has it's got 45, but then not much is outspeeding that under Trick Room. It's very, very slow. So we're going to do a little swap here into Forretress. I thought this might be a good time to try and set up the Power Trick. And then it used Endure. I'm like, oh, I see. I don't know. They had some sort of strategy there to put themselves on a lower amount of health. But Endure actually, Endure would have actually allowed them to live that attack as well. That's interesting how that actually failed, even though there was an impending attack. There you go. Something interesting there for you to see. So next Pokemon is going to be Oricorio. Forretress is going to get absolutely destroyed here. I better fight this thing ASAP, right? It's a fire type too, and it uses Teeter Dance. I thought I might do Revelation Dance and clap Forretress's cheeks, with the fire type move. So Forretress is confused. This is very, very bad. I need to get through this, and I need to attack. That's my primary thing at the moment. And Stone misses. Like, come on. So it missed. Here comes Calm Mind. So I know one of them's coming. Some sort of fire move is coming my way. You know it. 1000% right. What's that called? Olay. That's like when you hold a red cloth out in front of a bull and you charge at it, right? Or is that when you're trying to ride on its back? I don't know. Which one is it? When you're riding on a Taurus's back and it tries to buck you off and stuff like that. Anyway, so it's going to put me onto 1 health. Got that sturdy. Now I just figured out I have 2 Custard Berries on my team. I've got a Rabscar with a Custard Berry and a Forretress with a Custard Berry. So we got that Custard Berry activation there. Stone Edge, thank goodness, is going to live and take it out in one shot. Man, Custard Berry and Sturdy is a great little combination there. It's very, very good, especially useful on Pokemon like entry setters. They set up entry hazards and go boom or do a last minute amount of damage there. It's very, very good for that. If you want a cool item on maybe a bulky lead Pokemon or whatever. So in comes Cramorant here. It's orange. I love Cramorant. Such a cool Pokemon. Such a unique ability too. I hope they do some more unique abilities like that in the next game. Speaking of which, there is a Pokemon Direct coming up on their 28th. And I'll be live streaming that one too on this YouTube channel. It's where I do all my streaming now, if you didn't know that. So I'm going to be streaming that when that comes up. So I hope you're all there to watch it with me. What are we going to have? What's your predictions? I know we're going to get ZA news. Do you reckon there's anything else? Are we going to finally get the elusive, earlier gens on the Switch as well? Are we not? Are we going to get a sneaky Gen 5 remake they've been, keeping under wraps for ages? Or what are we getting? I don't know. Tell me your predictions in the comment section. I love to hear them. Anyway, so we got Revavroom swapping into a Surf there. Cramorant now has its little Aeroscooter in its mouth there, and I need to fake this thing. So I'm going to go for Metal Sound. I want to drop its special defense, and I want to fake this so I don't want to get hit by Pikachus and stuff like that, because you get hit by the Pikachu, you get salty paralyzed, right? So I got that special attack. Here comes the Ice Beam freeze attempt on my trying to freeze that engine up. Here comes the Future Sight, yeah. So the Future Sight actually similar thing to what I did in a couple of battles. They're dropping the special defense of the opponent. Next Pokemon is going to be I thought that was going to be Bramblin, but it was a Skarmory. I don't know why that's called Bramble for. Does anyone understand this team? Let me know. So I was like, let's go for Overheat. I want to see how much this does. And it dropped it in one shot. So it didn't have Sturdy. I guess it had Weak Armor or Keen Eye. I think that's Keen Eye. So that went down. What is it? I don't know what this team is. If anyone knows, I always like to know if people are running teams. Put it below in the comment section if you can guess. Knockdown. I'm not going to be able to do much of that, so I'm just going to fake myself with a Steel Beam. It still did the right damage there. I had a special attack drop plus. Knockdown's got some good special defensive stat there. Knockdown's got to go for Hypnosis. So Hypnosis Maybe it's like a Dream Eater set or something. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Or maybe it's just like Hypnosis, 3 attacking moves or something like that. So going to Rabsca, I have got not much. I've got Trick. I've got Future Sight. Hypnosis is going to miss, which is good, I guess. And I went for Future Sight here. And I think, you know, I know Knocked Out pretty well. I reckon it's going to be able to live that. Now it's going to land the Hypnosis on my Rabsca. So Rabsca is having a nice little snooze here. Did I want to swap any other Pokemon out at this stage? Like, well, what will it do first? Will it have a flying move like Air Slash or Hurricane? Like, what's it going to do to me? Should I swap out? Should I conserve it? Should I just go for a cover? I mean, I've got a Future Sight coming. I decided to go for Trick in the end. Knocked Out is going to go for Roost, so it's going to get its health that the damage I did to it with Steel Beam. So that's going to be a pain. I'm pretty much going to have to nearly one-shot this. So here comes Future Sight. That actually did a really good amount of damage. That's a 2-hit KO. So I went for Future Sight again. Here comes Aerial Waste. That does pretty good amounts of damage, but Rabsca is fairly bulky. I think that Knocked Out gets dual. I'm trying to think of its other physical moves. I know that it gets Fly. It gets Dual Wing Beat and Air Ray. So it's difficult using a physical Knocked Out. Doesn't have a lot of physical flying moves to work. I mean, it doesn't have the greatest attack stat. So Aerial Ace is going to take out the Rabsca too. I just wanted to get to that Future Sight up. So the next Pokemon I'm going to bring is going to be Goldengo. Now, Goldengo can't be put to sleep because it's got Good as Gold, which is going to be useful. I've got Iron Head. That's about it. That's kind of about it. I was kind of curious whether they had anything to hit me with at all. I mean, I know I get Shadow Ball, but, you know, any other. So I went for Iron Head. It lived on 1 health, and I got a flinch. So I don't know what was coming there, but Future Sight actually takes another Future Sight KO. Wow, there's actually been quite a few of them in today's video. So last Pokemon, Giant Claw. Giant Claw. I don't understand what this team is like. To me, Giant Claw would be one of the, you know, those prize claws, right? You know, you get that claw, you put in like a buck or two, and then you got the arm so you can control like the movements of their arm, and then it goes down and grab a toy. Like I've won one of them before, and when I was like, I don't know, 10 years old or something like that. I literally, this is not, without a word of, like, no cap at all. I put the dollar in. I controlled the claw. I just pushed it forward. Then I pressed the button. I didn't realize you could do it side to side, and I got a pink elephant on the first go. I got it by the ticket as well. You wouldn't read about it, right? Like the actual ticket. It like the claw like scooped in between those little white tickets, scooped in between there, right? And I got it. Like it was the most legendary ever. But I didn't even realize you could move it from side to side. I was an excited kid, you know. I was like, wow, this is really cool. I put a dollar in there, and that was it. You know, I walked away with a little pink elephant. It was pretty cool. Tell me your prize claw stories if you got any. I'd love to see them in the comment section if you're still watching at the moment. So now I thought this would be not a bad time to go for a Terra Water here. This is actually something you don't get to see very often either. So I went for Terra Water on Goldengo. So that's changed me into a water type. So I went for Terra Blast Water. Now this has actually pretty good bulk about it. So I wasn't really expecting to one shot. And I got pretty good damage here. Now it's going to go for a Hex here. Hex would have done a lot of damage, but I was Terra Water. Toxic Chain actually poisons Goldengo. So it's not often you'll get to see a Goldengo poison at all. Like, you know, you've got Good as Gold and you've got Steel type as well. So it's very, very rare to see this actually, you know, even be poisoned at all. So I can go for pretty much, actually any attacking move I feel like will be able to take out even Poltergeist, right? Even Poltergeist. I was like, let's go for Poltergeist. Yeah, I've had some bad luck. I need some good luck. It's got that leftovers, and that is going to be enough to take out the Claw. And that is also the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed the Metallic Gold Shiny team. I'll be back with some more videos tomorrow and all of this week too. And I hope you enjoyed it, everyone. Peace out.